Hello, Mama and Papa Bears. Happy New Year. I know it's kind of late to say that, but it is still yet a new year. We're about to close out this first month, and I hope your new year thus far has been at minimal mundane. But anything beyond that, in the positive direction, celebrate. On our last episode, I talked about surviving and thriving. We survived 2022, and I am ready to thrive in 2023. Hopefully, you won't think ill of me, but I really am an anti-New Year's resolution person. This probably started 2-3 years ago. I just got sick of having the list that I would put on my refrigerator. And by the time, I don't know, let's say February came, I wouldn't be doing hardly anything on that list in a consistent manner. And it kind of felt like the list was shaming me daily. That was not fun. It wasn't really a reminder of, oh, you should do this. It was more of a reminder of, here's something else you're not doing. We all know as adults, parents, working in the home, working out of the home, and caregiving for anyone other than ourselves, there are such long to-do lists. We barely ever finish the list, and then when we put ourselves on the list, we have a really bad tendency of making ourselves last. And that reminder of, you're not doing that? Yeah, I didn't need that anymore. So now, it's not that I'm anti-resolution. I believe we should take the time to analyze the things that we need to change in our lives, whether it means that we're going to improve our physical fitness, lose weight, save money, go on vacation, spend more time with our family, achieve career ambitions, find a new hobby, or improve our mental health. These are definitely resolutions and ambitions we should be making and keeping. But in my opinion, I do not feel it's something we should start in the beginning of the calendar year just because it's the first day of a new year. The best time to actually have some traction in succeeding in these things is when you really feel provoked to do so. In that moment, by the end of the day, put that on your refrigerator, whatever that is. Put it on your vision board. Or if you have an app for that, put it on the app. Put it on your reminder. This year, I'm purposely aiming to be more grateful. I do strive to be grateful no matter what, because I found that when hard things happen in life, painful things, when you're struggling, when you start focusing on things that are going right and being grateful for them, it makes dealing with the uncomfortable things a little easier to maneuver. And it also opens up an area in my mind where I'm able to think a little clearer and quiet the noise. So being grateful is an awesome thing. It helps me a lot. So I need more of that. Last year, one of my resolutions, again, not New Year, I cannot tell you the date that it came to my mind because that wasn't important to me. It just hit my heart that I want to be more present. I do remember what provoked that thought. It was my little one, my 2-year-old. I was enjoying something that she was doing that was new. But you know, when they're two, every day it seems like they're doing something super awesome that eventually we do take for granted. But I'm like, oh my gosh, when did my baby turn into such a big girl? And having young adults for children, I know personally the time really does fly by. By no means do I want those young adults to be tiny little 2-year-olds again or arm babies. I enjoy and appreciate the semi-adults that they are now. And I try to enjoy the journey with them. It's not always enjoyable, but it is what it is. As a parent, you do learn to enjoy watching your children become. Anyway, back to being present. I decided in that moment, Tasha, you need to start being really intentional about enjoying whatever it is that you're enjoying in the moment. The only downside of this thus far is I'm not taking as many photos as I used to. So I'm going to have to try to find a little balance there. Thankfully, my husband's always snapping away. So I just grab some off of his phone. Speaking of that, thankfully, he does take a lot of photos because we were blessed to go on our first cruise this year for his birthday. Happy birthday, my love. He turned 50 years old and he wanted to go on a cruise for a long time now. And things just lined up where we were able to spend about 5 days alone. We have not spent that much time alone together since our honeymoon. We will soon be married 22 years, and I am very happy to say we still like each other. It was really fun dating my hubby for 5 days, and we were yet happy to get back home to our little one. Just in case any of you are considering making one of your resolutions to be present, I do have to warn you, a little PSA here. When you're present, you're going to also be very present in the times that aren't so great as well. That's not a bad thing. It's going to help you, well, hopefully it'll help you learn to identify when you're offended, when you're upset, when you're angry, and all the feelings in between good and bad. Well, being present and understanding when something bothers me and, when I'm offended and upset and angry, it did not make me petty. I really do try to think about how I'm feeling more and why I'm feeling that way since I've been practicing being present, which has actually led to me being able to be intentional about setting boundaries. I'm a person who's all about communication and respect. And within that respect means respecting boundaries and honoring one another. And, you come to find out no matter how much you're trying to be respectful of others, sometimes people have, or at least they act like they have a problem understanding your boundaries or understanding what offends or hurts you. Well, once you're able to set your own boundaries, despite someone else's lack of communication or self-control or whatever their problem is, it doesn't matter. You've now actually given yourself permission to choose when you're going to go into their little world and how long you're going to stay there versus you not having boundaries and them infiltrating your peace whenever they desire. I don't know about you, but for me, I am not crazy about allowing anyone to disturb my peace. So if you're into the New Year's resolution and you want to make one now, which kind of isn't because we're at the end of January, how about I will not allow anyone unlimited liberties to disturb my peace. Now back to those resolutions. I hope you're still taking some of those quiet moments that we talked about last year. If you haven't, that would be a great resolution to start. And once you have, just try to be consistent with it. Pause, be still, take a breath, and think about the things that will make you healthier and happier this year, both mentally and physically. Remember, we cannot pour of ourselves from an empty cup. So sit down, take a beat, take a breath, and refill your cup. Parents, we definitely need a village too. So in 2023, I'm looking forward to having many new conversations with you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share so that we can thrive together. We got this. And as always, sending you vibes of love and sanity. Your Forever Mama Bear.